problem, no problem, no problem, it's just no problem. Steady Eddie is always ready to make that delivery on time. Doesn't matter if it's raining, you won't find him complaining. For Steady Eddie it is no problem. No problem, no problem, no problem, it's just no problem. Can he carry a heavy load? No problem. Can he drive safely down the road? No problem. Can he go long distance? Can he drive all night? Will he make sure the delivery gets there all right? No problem. No problem, no problem, no problem, it's just no problem. Steady Eddie is always ready to make that delivery on time. Doesn't matter if it's raining, you won't find him complaining. For Steady Eddie it is no problem. No problem. No problem at all. No problem. It's just no problem. It's just no problem. No, I can do it. I really can. No problem. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. No problem. And he'll always do it with no problems. It's just no problem. Sorry about that. Special delivery. It was very early in the morning at the Northern Depot, and Steady Eddie was fast asleep. But Loretta Lorry was awake. She had an early delivery and was getting ready to go. She turned on her lights and started her engine as quietly as possible. Eddie opened his eyes and gave a big yawn. Ooh. Sorry, Steady Eddie. I didn't mean to wake you up, said Loretta. No problem, said Steady Eddie. Anyway, why are you up at this time of the morning? He asked. Well, I've got to drive to London today, and I wanted to get an early start, said Loretta. Oh, right. Well, I'll see you later then, said Steady Eddie. No, you won't. Not until tomorrow. London is a long way away. It's too far to drive there and back in a day. Then I'll see you tomorrow, said Steady Eddie. Drive carefully. I will, said Loretta, and off she went, leaving the depot and her friend behind. Later that morning, Steady Eddie was parked outside his garage, wondering what he was going to do today. All of a sudden, he heard a rattling and a clattering heading his way. Mind your backs, called Freddie Forklift as he rushed out of the warehouse. Got a special delivery for you. Oh, said Steady Eddie excitedly. What is it? Well, said Freddie Forklift, you're delivering a brand new set of gates for the palace. Not the palace? Where the Queen lives? Asked Eddie as Freddie gently loaded the gates for him. Yeah, that's the one. So it's very important that you are on time. We cannot keep the Queen waiting now, can we? Steady Eddie is never late, he said proudly. But I'm not sure where the palace is. That's okay, said Freddie. You're not taking the gates to the palace. You've just got to get them to the railway station on the other side of town, and they'll be loaded on the train for the long journey south. No problem, said Steady Eddie, slightly disappointed that he wasn't going to see the Queen. I know where the station is. Good, because the train leaves in an hour, so you'd better get going. And with that, Freddie turned round and shot back into the warehouse. With his special delivery safely loaded, Steady Eddie started his engine and headed out of the depot. No problem, no problem, no problem, it's just no problem. I've got plenty of time, thought Eddie as he approached the road to the town centre. It should be no problem getting to the station. But he spoke too soon, because there in front of him was a massive traffic jam. Oh no, what am I going to do now? There wasn't much he could do. He just had to hope that it wouldn't take too long for the traffic to clear. So he sat and waited. And he moved a little, and he sat and waited some more, and eventually he got to where the problem was. "You!" said Steady Eddie, seeing that Oliver Overdrive had broken down at the side of the road. "You have made me late for a delivery, and I'm never late." "You are this time," laughed Oliver, as Eddie squeezed past him. By the time Eddie got to the station, the train had gone. "What am I going to do now?" he thought. "I know. I'll catch the train up at the next station." And off he shot down the road. It wasn't long before Steady Eddie caught up with the train. I have a delivery for you," he shouted. "But got stuck in a traffic jam, so missed you at the last station." "Oh," shouted back the train. "So I'll catch up with you at the next one, and I'll make the delivery there," shouted Eddie. "There won't be time. I've only meant to be there for a couple of minutes," replied the train. But it's a very special delivery for the Queen. It can't be late." "If you go down the motorway heading south, I'll meet you at the Midland station. I'll be there in an hour and can take the delivery there." "No problem," said Steady Eddie. "I'll see you later." And off he went towards the motorway. Steady Eddie liked driving up and down the motorway because it was difficult to get lost. All you had to do was keep going straight until you saw the signpost for your exit. And normally, in the middle of the day, the traffic flowed along nicely. All of a sudden, Steady Eddie noticed that he was running out of fuel. "Oh no," he said. "What am I going to do now? If I stop and fill up, I might miss the train at the next station. But if I don't, I'm going to run out before I get there." Eddie had no choice. He had to pull off at the next service station. "Can you fill me up, please?" asked Eddie. "Of course," said the pump attendant, and he filled Eddie's tank with lovely fresh diesel. As soon as his tank was full, Eddie thanked him and headed back down the motorway. When he arrived at the Midland station, he was too late. The train had already been and gone. "Well," thought Steady Eddie, "this really is a very special delivery, so I'm going to have to keep going and catch the train at the next station." So off he went, heading south. Finally, after many, many miles, Steady Eddie arrived at the next station, and to his great relief, the train was still there. "Hey, you made it," said the train. "I was getting worried about you." "Yes," replied Eddie. "Sorry I missed you at the last station, but I had to stop and get some fuel. Now I'm here, we can load the gates and you can be on your way." "Well, there's no need for that," said the train. "Why not?" asked Steady Eddie. "You have to take the gates to London." "We are in London," said the train. "I don't believe it," said Eddie with a big sigh. "I've driven all the way. God. So who's picking up the gates?" "Ahem," said a very smart van with a royal crest on it. Her Majesty the Queen has sent me to pick up the gates and bring them to the palace. We should load me up, don't you think?" "Yes, sir," said Eddie politely. "But I think they're going to be too big for you to carry." "That is a pity, but never mind. You bring them." "What, me? I'm going to the palace?" said Eddie excitedly. "Come on, follow me," said the royal van. "We can't keep the Queen waiting." And off they went. It didn't take long to get to the palace, and when they arrived, the Queen was waiting expectantly. "Hello," she said to Steady Eddie. "And who might you be?" I'm Steady Eddie, ma'am," said Eddie nervously, "and I have some lovely new gates for you." "Splendid," said the Queen. "I'll get someone to unload them, and maybe one of my butlers will come out and give your headlights a little polish for you." Thank you, said Eddie politely. Oh, how was the journey down? Nice and easy, I trust? Yes. No problem. No problem at all, said Steady Eddie. It was a very easy journey. Eddie didn't think the Queen would be interested in all the problems he had had. And after all, he had made the delivery. So really, there was no problem at all. Good. I have to go now, but I know it's a long journey home. So if you want to park outside the palace for the night, you are most welcome, offered the Queen. Thank you very much. I think I will, said Steady Eddie as the Queen went back inside. Once the gates had been unloaded, Eddie went and parked outside the palace for a good night's sleep. He was just about to shut his eyes when who did he see driving down the road but Loretta Lorry. Hello, she said. What are you doing here? Well, the Queen said I could park here for the night. The Queen? Said Loretta in surprise. How come you've been speaking to the Queen? Well, said Steady Eddie, yawning. It all started this morning, way back at the depot. I had this very special delivery to make. But Steady Eddie was asleep before he could finish the story. Steady Eddie is always ready to make that delivery on time. Doesn't matter if it's raining, you won't find him complaining. For Steady Eddie it is no problem. No problem. No problem. It's just no problem. It's just no problem. No, I can do it. I really can. No problem. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. No problem. And he'll always do it with no problems. It's just no problem. Sorry about that.